Sagebrush was such a treat the first time round that I decided I had to visit one more time before our inactive season begins next month. But be sure to follow along. I'm hopping a plane to California next week, and we'll be sharing more content throughout the winter. I'm eager to improve from my opening round 77 here last time, but this time we caught the course in some different conditions. I'll turn the wind noise down for the rest of the video, but suffice it to say that it posed some challenges throughout the day. The first hole is a steeply uphill par 5, and after hitting a decent drive in 4-wood, I'll be left with about 60 yards in with a sand wedge here. That effort isn't going to do it though. It pitches short of the green before rolling 40 yards back down the fairway. And the second time round is no better. It lands on the upslope of the green before rolling 60 yards back down the fairway. And it's not until my third attempt at this that I finally put the ball on the green. Standing over my first lag putt of the day, my head's spinning a bit from what just occurred. And it's not a good stroke, and will leave me about 5 feet for double here. And after opening with a par here last time, today I'm going to have to settle for a triple. I'm no stranger to bad starts, and I try to harness a goldfish's memory here and just keep playing golf. And that's a good drive on 2. And now I'm trying to punch a 6-iron up to the green below the wind. I catch the green, but I'll have about 50 feet here. And I don't like making excuses, but they had just punched the greens and I didn't have a good feel for that one. And I'm lucky to make this one.
Oh, sick, bro. Sick. Boom.
That's a terrible drive. And by the time it settles, it's in the middle of a bush, and my only option is to hack it out sideways. And I'm trying to be clever again here, punching a 6-iron up to the green. But that ain't it. And for the second time this hole, I'll be hitting my ball out of a shrub, this time into a greenside bunker. I'll let you watch the disaster that's occurring here. And like I said, my head is definitely spinning with my second triple in the first 3 holes, and it leads to my worst shot ever hit on the channel. Soak it in. That's a terrible shank. But at least this is a good recovery. I'll have about 10 feet for par here, and I overread it a bit. But bogey isn't a bad score after what occurred on the tee. I think this is the best backdrop on the course, and I made a great birdie here the last time. And this time I'll have a 4-wood into wind on this blind approach, and I'm actually happy it finds the green. And for the first time today I hit a decent lag putt, and it will leave me about 3 feet for par.
Just take the break out of it. I was like...
It's been a rough day so far. This is finally a straightforward shot though. Just a little 6-iron into the par 3. And you'll see from this angle that I underread this putt, but after what's been occurring, I'm pretty happy with the tap-in par. The 7th is a quirky par 5. It plays almost 600, but because of the downhill approach shot, you can actually reach the green in 2 with 2 good shots. And even from 350, I'm going to get close. It winds up in a greenside bunker here. And that blind shot is a decent one, and I'll have 15 or 20 feet for birdie. And it does feel good to stack together back-to-back pars after the rough start. 8's a pretty tough hole, and I didn't think this drive was good, but to have 200 in is actually okay. It's playing hard downwind, and my 4 hybrid actually flies the green. And this is definitely my best shot on the front 9. It will leave me about 3 feet for par. But the golf gods aren't smiling on me today, and it's a bogey. The driver strikes are becoming a bit better, and even though this doesn't go a whole long way, I'm happy to be able to put one on the green with my approach. It's in the back left quadrant of the green, and I'll have about 70 feet here. And I have to admit that even though I was having fun, We all looked at one another after 9 holes and said, maybe we should take a break here and try to play the course when the conditions calm down a bit. You'll see I'm mentally checked out here. And you'll also see that when the score comes up, this is about as bad as it gets. I don't know if I've ever hit 5 greens and gone 11 over on 9 holes, but there's a first time for everything. And there's only one way we can go on the back 9. The weather did improve, and we decided to replay the front 9 from the back tees at over 3,800 yards. I assume that makes this among the longest 9 holes you'll find anywhere, and we did give ourselves the break of playing any ball put into the brush as a lateral. So replaying the first hole, it's actually an effort just to carry this ball all the way to the fairway, and I consider myself lucky to do it here. I'm getting pretty familiar with this 4-wood shot uphill on 1. And I strike it decently well, and this time at least I'll have a full wedge in. I pull it a hair and it's going to miss the green just left. And putting through some thick grass, this was actually a decent enough effort.
Pretty good, Adam. Not bad.
And I'm thrilled with the par this time. I'm intimidated by the extra length of this hole, and the smother hook comes out. And the approach shot felt good, but I got up there to see that it was in the bush and had to take a drop.
Nice.
And that's an intimidating shot that I don't play well.
That's pretty good.
And golf has a funny way of working out. Earlier this morning, I went triple and then par,
I thought you were off.
and this time around I'm going to go par
Okay, I'm not putting. Bro.
and then triple.
There he is. Over the bunker, your money. There he is.
Please. Yep.
Yeah.
After the fairway roll, that one actually goes 300. And for the first time in 3 cracks at this hole,
Whoa.
I finally have a putt for birdie.
Yeah, good speed, Adam.
But that's a lousy first putt
It's a great putt.
and a great second putt.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
I love it.
Whoa,
It's a
what
shame that these pins are made out of metal because that's just
What
clank.
a player.
Oh, long.
That's actually my first green in regulation in 3 cracks at this hole.
It looks tidy.
Go.
And that's a decent lag putt that will give me a look at 3.
Can I go? Okay, do you
Yeah,
see this
it's-
like
it's
green
like
bushy
some-
tree?
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
like
yeah,
over
so
that is
something-
okay.
Yeah, that's
Like,
the aim rock,
I
right?
carry like 235, but into wind it's gonna be like less.
Well, then just go more left.
Well, I would rather not have like 300 in.
You can see that the additional length is posing lots of problems. All of a sudden I'm having to think over shots that would usually be much more straightforward.
Oh no.
And this hole has treated me well in the past, but not this time. And after taking a drop, even 80-yard shots are in my head. This one is fun though. I get to putt out of a bunker.
Not bad, just a little heavy.
That was better than I was gonna do with the wedge.
Mine's for bogey, net par here. Me and Jay.
Fuck.
And it's starting to feel like every miss is turning into a triple bogey. Here comes a 260-yard par 3.
That's reflecting the white.
I'm just short, and I measured this one. It's a 130-foot putt. It's hard to see the ball, but it's following along with Fred walking on the green here. And that's a good par. Stretching this hole out to 650 gave me some problems.
Okay.
This one's gone,
Here at that rock. Which rock?
Oh yeah.
It's very subtle. And just
Yeah.
hit it at that.
Yeah.
She's going to draw off this line anyway.
and Rich is directing me here, but I hit a terrible shot, so that's going to be another drop.
Where am I aiming here?
The
Like where those trees stick out?
Jason's as confused as I am. And I thought this one might find the green, but instead it finds shrubs between the bunker and the green, and I'm forced to take another drop.
Great shot. So Fred, are they done with that yet then?
The long putt for triple is short.
Yeah.
Get in
Putt for quad is no good.
I'll give you. Gotta make a good 10. 11. 11 net 10.
I've made a birdie on this hole, a par, and now an 11. Those are two bad shots. But funny enough, I'm going to get out of this hole with a bogey. And after all mistakes have turned into triples, it doesn't even feel so bad. That's one of my better drives, but from this range, it doesn't even make its way to the fairway. So I get my way out of this bunker and hit a smooth one up to the green here. And it's going to be a 2-putt bogey to finish. And this is a humbling game. Just last week I dropped down to a 6 handicap, and today I almost failed to break 100.